What up, though? This is Kevin Melson with Beyond Your Limits, and today we're going to be talking about 10 common mistakes people make while basketball training, trying to get their skills right. All right, so don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if I miss any mistakes that you can think of, leave them in the comments. Let me know about it. All right. Growing up, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I decided that I wanted to be the greatest basketball player that ever lived. So what I did was I got a bunch of videotapes. I know you guys probably don't know what tapes are, but they used to have videos on tape that you could play back. And I watched them endlessly. I watched all the Michael Jordan tapes. I watched game film. I watched everything. And everyone always said that, to be the best, that you had to outwork everyone else. While you were sleeping, someone else somewhere is playing, and when you meet up head to head, they're going to beat you. And so, I made it my mantra to outwork everybody. But there was just one problem. The problem was I didn't know what to do. I was training a lot, but I didn't know exactly what to do. I didn't know exactly what to work on. I didn't know what mistakes to look out for. And that's why I'm bringing this video to you, to just to give you some things to think about as you train on your basketball journey to become the best basketball player that you can be. Here are 10 things that you should look out for. The first mistake that people make is having no goals. When I started out basketball training, I was training all the time, but I never set goals. So I didn't understand if I was getting better or worse, or if this was even helping me. So the first thing you need to do is set goals. And that way you can track how much you're improving. If you're doing a ball handling drill, how long does it take you? Time yourself. If you're shooting 10 shots from a certain spot on the floor, how many can you make? Set a goal to increase that. And over time, you can see if you're improving or not. And that's a very big one. Make sure you set goals, measurable goals, something that you can measure and track. Because what you track, you can improve. The second mistake is not going game speed. If you don't go game speed and you're just going in your comfortability range, you'll probably make more shots, you'll make less mistakes, but that's really not what you want to go for, because you can't go that speed in the game. When you train out, you want to go game speed. You want to train with the same intensity that you have in the game. So when you get in the game, you'll be used to it. So you're not just going half speed through your drills, and then when you get in the game, you want to go full speed. It's going to be foreign to you. So you want to make sure you're going game speed all the time while you're training. The third mistake, number 3, is not being coachable. The worst kids to train are the kids that already know everything. Every time you try to correct them, they already knew that, or they were just about to do that. They don't really listen, and those are the worst kids to train. But I think that's one of the things that helped me the most when I got to college with Coach Briggs. He was so knowledgeable about the game of basketball. I spent hours every day just in my coach's office, just soaking up his knowledge, just listening to him. And that's one of the things that helped me the most was being coachable, listening to my coach, letting their thoughts and ideas swirl around my head, and that improved my game so much. Mistake number 4 is making no mistakes. If you're going through your drills and you never lose the ball, you never miss a bunch of shots in a row, then you're probably in your comfort zone, and it'll be a lot harder to get better if you stay within your comfort zone. You want to do things to the max. You want to challenge yourself and push yourself. So if you make mistakes while you're in practice, that's fine. You're improving. So you need to get outside of your comfort zone and push yourself. So if you're not making any mistakes, that's usually because you're not pushing yourself to your maximum capacity. So always push yourself. Mistake number 5 is too much casual shooting. I was very guilty of this while growing up. I grew up in the era where everybody was on the basketball court outside. So it was kind of a social place. So I would go out to the court and, shoot and, shoot a lot of shots that I didn't shoot in the game, and just, socialize and talk with friends. And I think that's one of the things that kind of held me back too. It was just, and when it's time to practice, you need to practice, and when it's time to socialize before and after you train. But that time you set aside for training, you need to train and train hard. And so I think that was one of the things that held me back as well, because I kind of use basketball as a social kind of social media for my day before Facebook and Snapchat and all those things. And so just when you're scheduled to be training, you should be training. All right. Before and after, that's when you talk to your friends, see how the day going, and get on your phone and all that other stuff. All right. Number 6 is having no plan. I was guilty of this one as well. I would just go to the basketball court. I knew I wanted to be a great player, but I didn't know my strengths and my weaknesses. I didn't know what to work on. And so I just did every drill that I ever seen anybody do. If I seen somebody do a drill, I would do that drill. And I didn't know my own strengths and weaknesses. I didn't know if I was trying to become better off, the pull-up jump shot off the dribble. I didn't know if I was trying to be a catch and shoot player. I didn't have a plan to get to where I wanted to go. All I knew was that I wanted to be a great basketball player. Mistake number 7 is working on things that you will never do in the game. I remember watching Penny Hardaway play back in the day when I was growing up. I think he dribbled the ball off his foot or something. It went back towards half court. He picked up the ball, crossover, did a spin move, and shot a jump shot from about 35 feet that went in as the buzzer sound. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. The next day I went to the court and I practiced that move for a whole day. I maybe spent about 4 or 5 hours practicing this one move. And you know how many times I've done this move in a game? Never. So I just wasted a whole day just working on a move that is very unlikely that I would ever do. But so just work on things that you are most likely to do. Work on drills that will be most effective for your game, things that will help you out. All right. So it's okay and fun to work on, your full court shots, and you see Stephen Curry do all these crazy things before the game, and that's fine. But don't spend too much time on those things. It's fun to work on them and play with them for a while, but spend the bulk of your training time working on things that you will actually do in the game. Mistake number 8 is not training past fatigue. This is something that can separate good players from great players. A lot of people, when they get fatigued while they're training, they quit. That's the end of the workout. But if you can train yourself past fatigue, if you can take a couple free throws and keep working out, and you train your body and your mind to be strong while you're tired, man, that'll push you over the edge. While everybody's tired at the end of the game, everybody. But if your body and your mind is used to keep going and performing at a high level even while you're tired, man, that'll separate the good from the great. So you want to make sure that you train yourself to be ready to perform even when you're tired, even when your body feels like it can't do anymore, even when your mind is tired. You want to always be able to push and to perform, and that will separate you from, the rest of the pack if you practice past your fatigue. Mistake number 9 is not tracking your practice long term. It wasn't until I was playing professional basketball that I learned to track my performance, game after game, to see if I was getting better or not, or worse or whatever. So when you're training, you wanna write down how many shots you made, how many shots you took, what type of shots you made. You want to check back month after month to see if you're improving, and if so, by how much. What you measure, you will improve. You'll be looking back at those, and it's a good challenge for yourself to see where you've been and where you're going. It'll boost your confidence so much, seeing yourself improve, and it's just a great thing for you to do, is to track your progress while you're training to see how much you're improving. Now we're at the last mistake. It's mistake number 10, and it's not being consistent. Sometimes I get people that come in to train, they train for 2 weeks hard, and then I won't see them for 2 months. And I ask them, have they been training? And they say, not really. Well, they just negated those 2 weeks they went hard with those two months of not doing anything. Have you ever heard of the saying that if you don't use it, you lose it? Well, that's true, and in basketball as well. So you want to always be improving. You always want to improve. So even if you only do, 15 minutes a day or something like that, you want to pick up a ball each and every day and do some type of workout that'll keep you sharp and keep you on top of your game. Thanks for watching this video. I'm so glad that you watched it all the way to the end. If you got any value out of those 10 mistakes that I just explained, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, If you have any comments, make sure you leave them below. If I missed any mistakes that you think will help the watchers of this video, please leave it in the comments. If there's anything that you want me to go over on YouTube, just leave it in the comments. I'll get to it. All right. Thanks for watching.